Hi everyone, my name is Monica. I'm a licensed and registered dietitian, and this is Pantry Table Talk, where we are going to talk about nutrition, tips and tricks on how to eat healthier on a budget. Now, all the information on this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I recommend that you talk to your doctor and or your registered dietitian on your special case. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I am shooting this live, so it's likely that I'm not going to answer your comments on live, but I will follow up on Facebook and the YouTube channel. Let me think if I left anything else out. Oh yeah, and stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to discuss one of the programs here at Bastrop County Emergency Food Pantry. Now that all of that is out of the way, what we're going to talk about today is how to get your kids to eat more vegetables. And a lot of kids like dip. So what I'm going to introduce today is a hummus. And hummus is healthier than salad dressings because hummus is packed with fiber and protein. And I consulted my friend who's a pediatric dietitian, and what she told me to remind you, because of the fiber, and the number one complaint among her patients is constipation, that please provide some water when you give your child some hummus. And also, she said that another concern with some of her patients is that children not eating enough, and she recommended the protein, emphasize the protein part, because as long as your kid is getting enough protein, it's okay. Other things that she mentioned today, I'm going to be using carrots as the vegetables, so dipping that into the hummus. Most of you already know, if you're a parent, that it's not good to introduce vegetables until around 8 months, and not raw vegetables. So if you're going to introduce carrots, you want to boil them or steam them and then mash them up before you give them to your child. For raw vegetables, age 3 is very conservative. But you don't want to give your child baby carrots at age 3. What you want to do, what I did, is just I bought regular carrots and I cut them into carrot sticks. And what this allows is your child to actually grab it and not stick the whole thing in their mouth, because that is a choking hazard. And as always, just supervise your young children as they eat. So we are using peanut butter. There's a lot of things that I want to cover to make sure that we're not causing anything. So peanut butter, as you know, is a food allergen. And if your child has not tried peanut butter before, consult your doctor and come up with a game plan. The recommendations of introducing peanut butter change all the time, so it's best to consult your doctor and come up with a game plan. So again, today, so a few other things. There's a lot to cover because some of us with kids, we have picky eaters, right? And I'm not going to lie to you. Current research shows that it's going to take about 100 times to introduce something to a picky eater. I'm not a parent, but that sounds like a lot. But I want to let you know that if you do that every other day, that's less than a year. So focusing on that for less than a year to promote a healthy habit for a lifetime, it's worth the effort for sure. But I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I know it's difficult. And then modeling the behavior. So the more you do it, the more likely they're going to do it. And another thing that I read up on is mindless eating. So kids tend to snack on unhealthy things when they're watching TV and playing video games. So substituting this as a snack as opposed to anything else that they may want to eat may be a good idea as well to get them to try some vegetables. So today's recipe, I'm going to, full disclosure, I haven't tried it yet, but it's so easy. I'm super confident that I can handle this. So the recipe, and I will put the link, this is from the Central Texas Food Bank. It's really easy. So I have 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, creamy. I have 1 garlic clove minced, and I'm not a good chopper, but I'm gonna let this baby do it for me. And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I got a huge lemon. You can get a medium lemon. So with the big lemon, I use 1/2 and then squeeze a little bit of this one. The recipe recommends just a little bit of water to get the hummus to the consistency that you like. So I have a food processor here. I would like to hear from you guys. If you don't have a food processor, what you use instead of a food processor to help other people, you know, try the recipe that may not have a food processor. So the recipe says just to stick everything in there. And I know I have a spoon somewhere. Yeah, see, I remember it from last time. So 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I almost forgot to mention the main ingredient. So chickpeas or garbanzo beans, it's just a can, and I rinsed it. And one of the staff members is vegan, and she said that you can save the liquid and use it as a substitute for eggs and baking, just FYI if you ever wanted to try that. And then I'm going to put the garlic in there. And then I'm going to put olive oil, and then the lemon juice. I'm going to give it a tap. And then let's, fingers crossed, see how this goes. All right, let's try low. Okay, so it is a little thick, so I'm going to add a little water. It's at a tablespoon at a time. And it smells, I can smell that peanut butter. This is doing a pretty good job, so I'm just going to get the bigger chunks and mix them in. And I'm curious to know if anybody's tried this with like one of those smoothie makers, the small ones. Oh yeah, if I was a kid, I would totally eat this. I'm going to add a little bit more water. So I would say about, 3 tablespoons of water. Maybe just a little bit more, and I'll show everyone what this looks like. Just to show you the consistency here, where's the camera, see? And you can add a little bit more water. I like things a little bit thicker. As I said last time, I like things to look like cookie dough. All right, and so at this point, you can add salt and pepper. Add a little bit of salt. It said a tablespoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon. Big difference between that. And pepper, I don't have any on hand, so I'm going to just try it without the pepper. And it also recommended if you wanted to garnish it with peanuts or paprika. So I'm just going to give this a little taste. Honestly, I would put a little bit more peanut butter, maybe 1 more tablespoon. I taste it, but it's not prominent. And if I was a kid, I think maybe mix it a little bit better, because now I taste the peanut butter. And now I'm going to try it with a carrot. I didn't eat from this carrot, so I'm not double dipping. That's really good. So, like I mentioned, I don't have kids, but I have staff. There's staff members that have kids, and she recommends putting dip in like an ice tray. And like what I mentioned, the mindless eating when your kids are watching TV or playing video games, instead of giving them chips or something like along those lines, I put it in the ice tray, different dips, and the carrots, and just kind of leave it there on the coffee table. See if they eat it. Let us know if they eat it. I'm curious about that. So that concludes the cooking demo. I do want to take a few minutes to talk about the NIBBLES program, and I practice this. NIBBLES stands for the Nutrition in Backpacks Before Littles Exit School. Yes, I did it. And it's a very important program because in Texas, according to the Texas Feeding Texas, Atlas of 2014, that 70% of children are under the age of 18 live in households that are at poverty line or below and are experiencing food insecurity. I don't know if this other statistic is a correlation or causation, but also 70% of kids are not graduating from high school. What we do know is the effects of food insecurity on academics, on behavior, on lack of concentration in school, on chronic diseases like diabetes. And it's a big issue. And I'm going to go a little bit off script, so I hope they don't fire me. I am very passionate about this because sharing a little bit of my experience, I was not the smartest or the most talented kid in my class, but a lot of those kids didn't graduate. And because of these statistics, I can assume that maybe food insecurity had something to do with that. And another reason why I'm so passionate about this is that we don't know who our tomorrow leaders are going to be, and we don't know what the tomorrow problems are going to be. So we need all hands on deck. And again, I'm really passionate about this. So I know food insecurity or the backpack program is not going to solve all the world's problems, right? But if we can remove one barrier and give these kids a chance to, live their full potential, I'm all for that. So if you want to sponsor one of the children in these programs, please call our office. The phone number is 512-303-0033. And if you need food services, emergency food services, the food pantry is open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and no appointment necessary. So thank you very much. You can 8 to 4, excuse me. And so thank you very much for showing up today. You can show your support by liking, giving us a little heart on this page, and sharing this video. And again, thank you. Any questions in the comments, and I'll see you next week.